The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Welcome back to another episode of BillsAholic man. Fellas. Josh Allen, he's starting his golf season a little earlier than I think all of us wanted it to be. Pardon. Not the outcome that we wanted this past weekend, but it is what it is, man. You take it to the chin. It's something that us Bills fans are used to the last 4 years. You take it to the chin, you move on. As Sean McDermott says, you got to learn from this. It's starting to get a little old. Man. I sound depressed because I think I am. There's a little bit of part of me that the last 2 days, if I'm being honest with the both of you, everybody here in the room, if I'm being honest, I really haven't put much stock into this game yet. Not that guy. And there was probably some what's it called right after something happens. I put blame on Tyler Bass immediately after the game, but obviously I understand the Bills. For those of you in the comments that are like, well, they didn't just lose because of Tyler Bass. I'm not an idiot. I was pissed off walking out of the stadium. And Tyler Bass the guy has an easy look at him. He's easy to pick on. All right, he's easier to pick on than Josh Allen. But no, a lot of reasons why the Bills lost this past week, and I'm sure you guys have all of the stuff you want to break down, and unfortunately, I'm ready to dive into it. Not what I was looking to do here tonight, but it is what it is, and we got to do it.
It's our job, man. I didn't even watch that. I didn't even watch Tyler Bass's kick. I didn't. I put my head down on the stadium seat, and I just knew it was, to be honest, I just thought he missed it, like plain missed it. Everybody around me was like, fuck this, fuck that. I look over your dad after he missed it. Your dad was like, yeah, I'm done. You can sit here, watch the rest of the game. I'm walking back to the truck. So I stayed for a few more minutes, and I walked back to your truck by myself.
I don't blame.
It was a long walk.
It's brutal. Yeah, so I'll give you a quick rundown. We're up there in your guys' seats, and
yeah.
I see the kick go up, and truth be told, up there it's kind of tough to see if it goes in or not. And so I thought it did go in, and then I saw the Chiefs players like celebrating, and I saw the sideline going nuts, and Tyler Bass just walking off like the guy just. It's bringing back PTSD, man. It's making me want to record another TikTok about Tyler Bass.
It was on our end zone too.
That's a shame, man. That's a shame. But John, what's your thoughts, man? What is your thoughts? Here in the conference championship week?
I want to lead off by saying I'm very disappointed in the Bills, obviously. I'm more disappointed in Bills Mafia. Yes, Tyler Bass missed a kick. Yes, we lost. To give death threats to another human is just just disappointing to see out of a fan base that we know is better than that.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you going to do, man? That's why you play the game of football.
Hey, Tank. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Tank, so last week, just real quick, are you able to drag the screen, the right-hand side of the screen so we'd be able to see the YouTube comments? Maranto had it set up. There we go. Thank you. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt. Apologize about that. By the way, Tank is back in the house, man.
Survive the snow.
He's here. He's alive. We're back. Everything's back.
So like Josh said, we're alive and well.
Yeah, we're alive and well. Didn't mean to interrupt you there. I liked what you were getting in, but I just wanted to make sure we could see 100%. The comments. But I agree. Yeah. I will say I saw the video of Gabe Davis screaming at the Bills fans. I don't know what the Bills fans said. I don't know what Gabe Davis was saying, but
I got you. On his wife, I think it's his wife's Twitter, she said that he was yelling back at the fans because they were making death threats to Tyler Bass.
Yeah.
So he was just sticking up for Tyler Bass,
Oh,
which
'cause that's what
100% I do not.
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree with him, and
I don't disagree.
it's just another thing. Like, come on, Bills fans, you're yelling at a guy that unfortunately couldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's disappointing. This is why people like Colin Thompson exist.
Mm-hmm.
He said it last week. He said he doesn't like Bills fans for X, Y, and Z. Happens to be X, Y, and maybe even Z.
Let me have a little chat with Bills Mafia. So, the Mafia. Benny says it best. They say Mafia, that means family to me. Tyler Bass is on our team. He is family. And at the end of the day, football is just a game. Yes, we took another L to the Chiefs. Disappointing, but he's a human being at his job in front of 70,000 fans plus. And to the point where you guys he has to deactivate his socials because he fears for his life or for his family's life. Come on, you're better than that, Bills Mafia. We were just talking a month or two about Eagles fans, and we're acting like them, or we're acting worse than them. And to Chris's point earlier, I did say I hate our fans sometimes. He did say it is 2% of our fans, and it is. It's the 2% of fans that go to the games, they spend $350 plus, who don't even know what happened the next day at that game. They just go to drink, and they spend $350 plus to sit there, drink, don't even know what's going on. And like I said earlier, Chris's dad had me walk the truck by myself, and I was surrounded by angry, drunk Bills fans who don't even know what's going on. They're over here walking beside me, cross-eyed, like, fuck you, Bass. And
Yeah, well, I can't really say much about hating on Bass. Like, hating on Bass for missing the field goal. I will say, I walked out the stadium. I did witness a Bass death threat firsthand.
Yeah. You gotta do better.
Because I said fuck Tyler Bass, and the guy in front of me said, yeah, I hope he fucking dies tonight. I was like, damn, I think if Jacob's in here, Jacob would remember this. We were all like, whoa, all right, well, we weren't going there. That's not where we were going with this. But
I get it. We're one of the more passionate fans about our team, about our NFL team. But at the end of the day, it's his job, and he's performing his job in front of all you guys. And at the end of the day, he's a human being, and football is just a sport.
right, John, I don't know if you remember this. I'm pretty sure it was you. Didn't you ask us last week on the podcast if it had to come down to a 45-yard field goal from Tyler Bass?
Point this out to him.
How comfortable would you feel? I probably told you last week that I wouldn't have felt comfortable.
You said meh. You were in the middle.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was very uncomfortable with the 44-yard field. That was a 44-yard field goal? 44. If you would have just went 1 yard less, that would have been crazy.
Hey guys, I'm on it. Just letting you know. I'm on my shit.
I will say
it's Kansas City Buffalo. These are what the games are. You know, I mean that kick never felt right.
no.
I know you guys were there watching at home.
I didn't watch it.
It just didn't feel right. It just nothing about it felt right.
I don't think my heart could have taken it.
It was It
I didn't watch.
it hurt.
Turned around, faced that way, put my head on the bleachers, and I was just praying for people around me to start cheering, and they didn't.
So if it just like, God, I put so much stock into what that last 2.5 minutes of the game could have been. Bills take the ball right down not right down the field, but methodically move the ball down the field and got into field goal range. And it's just like, dude, I was sitting there and I was like, damn. I mean, they could really, if they get the first down, they're really close to the red zone. It's like they could really milk the clock out and really have a chance at getting closer for Bass, one, to tie it. But if not, putting up a late touchdown and being up 4 points potentially with whatever time would have been left, if any time. It's just the way I had it set up in my head. And then it's just like, dude, I knew. I had a weird feeling all week where I had this weird feeling in my stomach. Everybody was calling me negative at work because this is a team that I just knew we haven't gotten over them in the playoffs. We still haven't. Like, truth be told, I'm not going to sit here and BS anybody, but the Chiefs own us in the playoffs. Like they seem to have our number. They're 3-0 in 3 appearances against us in the playoffs. It's just sucks, dude. I'm sick and tired of beating this damn football team in the regular season, and then it comes playoff time, and now you can't even have the argument where it's like, okay, well they had never played in your house. They played in our house. They walked in. They took over. Like, I mean, I'm curious. I just want to jump right into it. What went wrong? Like I understand the Bills' defense was deplenished. I mean, that's first and foremost in my eyes. The middle of the field was just decimated with the linebacker situation. But like, it's just crazy, man. Like what do they got to do to get over the hump, man? Like what has to be done? What has to be done? Because I couldn't even tell you at this point.
I mean, our defense held its own. We could have maybe gotten to Pat more. I think we only had 1 sack. Groot.
I don't even think they sacked him once, man.
Nope, there was no sacks on the game.
I don't even think
So he ran to the outside and he lost yards. Is that what it was?
I don't know. All I know is it didn't go down as a sack.
Yeah, so, I mean, get to Pat Mahomes more. You know how he is. I don't know what went wrong. Like Sean McDermott said earlier, we had so many opportunities to win that game. We were getting bailed out left and right, or it was just going right for us left and right, and we just weren't finishing. It is frustrating. Like I said, you got to put 30-plus points against the Chiefs to win. And we would have put 30, we would have won that game.
Yeah, I mean, I will sit here and say there's a couple of things that obviously the Bills could do better. Like it doesn't just come down to Tyler Bass's field goal. You lose as a team, you win as a team, you lose as a team. Obviously, if he makes a field goal, you got a chance, but the game's still not. It's not like the Bills win if they make that. I will also say, defensively, yeah, the Chiefs, whatever they wanted to do, satisfying shorts, Mahomes, nice, buddy. You seeing that? Nice. Mahomes over everybody. Mahomes owns Josh Allen in the playoffs, and Mahomes is potentially on his way to another Super Bowl appearance. Yeah. Okay. So it's a Chiefs fan. If we ain't fumble on the 10-yard on the well.
But you did fumble.
Mecole Hardman's
you did.
He's tasked with guarding one of the best tight ends to ever play the game of football. It's that was brutal, and there was miscommunication on the defense. Tyrell Dodson came back out. Is that Colin?
It might be.
Satisfying short. Is that Colin Thompson? I can't tell. And then offensively, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Offensively, I gotta ask you guys a question. I mean, what's up with Stephon Diggs? Like, Stephon Diggs, okay, yeah, he's gonna go down as statistically one of the better receivers to put on a Bills uniform because he's the first receiver to have 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He's a solid wide receiver. He's Stephon Diggs, right? But when you need Stephon Diggs the most in a game like this, in any playoff game in Bills history, in his career with the Bills, where is he? Where is he? He gets paid all this money and doesn't show up in the playoffs. He gets paid all this money, and Josh Allen puts a ball from our 10-yard line, puts it on the money to like the Chiefs' 20 on the money.
He couldn't put that in any better
on the
place.
money. And you're gonna tell me, as a number 1 wide receiver in this National Football League, you can't catch that ball? Like, I can't even believe it, man. I can't even believe it, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, Stephon Diggs. I have my concerns. I feel like Stephon Diggs. There's a chance. I'm gonna say it. Stephon Diggs kind of looks washed. He kind of looks washed. I'm gonna say it. Like, Khalil Shakir right now is much more effective in the Bills' pass game than any of the receivers on this roster. Than anybody on the roster, maybe other than when you're getting James Cook, heavily involved James Cook, I still think is the better playmaker on the Bills roster as far as the offensive side of things. It's some question marks here with Stephon Diggs, man. And it's unfortunate that there's a contract that they're locked into, but I think there's some question marks over there with Steph Diggs.
Yeah, Khalil Shakir definitely earned me to get a jersey this offseason. That's my next one. Quick little tidbit on Shakir. In 2023, 13.6 yards per target, first in the NFL. 73.3% success rate, first in the NFL. 86.7% catch rate, first in the NFL. 20 mil for 27 yards. Yeah. Yeah, Khalil Shakir, he's won me over. I say it all the time, Boise fucking State, and he's won me over. I'm glad he is our slot guy for the foreseeable future. I wouldn't want any other slot guy.
So I got a couple of things for you guys here. In the last 10 games, receiving yards, Khalil Shakir, 462.
Yep.
So you guys know that.
This is the stat right here.
Yes, sir. Excellent. And I want to point out that those guys all primarily played in the slot. It's rare for outside receivers in their 30s to produce at a high clip, especially now with an extra game.
Right. I think it's just disgusting, man. I mean, not that you got to finish that stat because we said it, we kind of cut you off there, but last 10 games, Khalil Shakir 462, Steph Diggs 422. This is where it's disgusting to me. This right here is where it's absolutely disgusting to me. Khalil Shakir 37 targets, Stephon Diggs 80. Under half the targets, and he has more yards. I just don't know. Like Colin said it, $20 million for 27 yards. That's your wide receiver one, fellas. Like, and it's not the first playoff game. He never shows up against the Kansas City Chiefs. He never shows up against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right here, man.
He hasn't.
Games where the Bills have been eliminated: 3 catches, 21 yards; 4 catches, 35 yards; 3 catches, 7 yards; 6 catches, 77 yards. No touchdowns.
Fuck.
That's your wide receiver one.
But that's also a testament to this team refuses to draft a wide receiver. I don't know.
Hey, it's coming.
Hopefully.
Little late.
Hopefully.
Because now instead of developing a wide receiver behind almost a prime Diggs and a proven veteran like Gabe, and then now you have what? An aging Diggs and Khalil Shakir?
And then you need somebody to fill in immediately. Colin says y'all have to trade him. I'm sorry. We can't. That's the problem.
That's the problem, Colin. We can't.
He's stuck here. And the Bills cannot afford to move on from
Financially,
can't afford to move on from him.
Guys, he's not getting traded.
He's staying.
Financially, he can't. He already said he doesn't want to leave. Let it go, man. We just spent a whole off season. Diggs wants out. Diggs wants out.
Right.
It ain't going to happen.
That's the thing. It's financial.
It's a financial burden on
Signed a 4-year deal.
You can't get rid of him. You can't get rid of Von, like all this stuff. I saw something. Von Miller,
Yeah,
good
I got it too.
Congratulations, Von Miller. You ended the season with, 5 tackles, and which means he averaged, I don't know how much. What it says it right there. Okay. What's the amount of money he averaged per tackle?
Von Miller was picked.
I did feel like Von Miller had his best game of the season. He actually looked semi, I guess, effective a little bit. Like he had a decent tackle for loss, but then they ended up having there was a offensive penalty on that play anyways, right before halftime. I felt like he, not that he was getting crazy pressure, but he didn't feel like he was just a nuisance on the defensive line. Where in the past it's been like you throw him out there and it literally just makes no sense to have him out there. It's certainly tough because you pay that guy that money for games like that right there. Games like that to stop Patrick Mahomes, to get after Patrick Mahomes, to make him feel uncomfortable, and there's not a single defensive lineman on the Bills that did that. Greg Rousseau didn't do it. Von Miller didn't do it. Leonard Floyd didn't do it. Ed Oliver didn't do it. Those are your top 4 guys, and none of them showed up. Your best defensive player this week was probably Jordan Poyer, and what could be potentially his last game as a Buffalo Bill. Who knows? I mean, he could be a cap casualty this offseason. I was playing around with the cap, the over the cap thing. His contract could save a little bit of money, so you might not have him on the roster next year. But
Colin said Diggs hasn't said anything about the loss. Yeah, you're right. We didn't have a season-ending press conference from Diggs, and I don't think we will get one.
It's over now. You're not going to get one now. But last player out of the locker room, I don't know if you guys heard that, was Stephon Diggs. He was the first against the Bengals. They had to chase him to grab him. He was the last player out of the locker room this week. So whatever that is.
All right, we got Colin our comments. So, hard to sack a goat. Yeah. Ravens are winning this week, and then in the Super Bowl, Ravens are losing the 49ers. Colin's in our comments. We might as well just play the video now.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Travis. We all know what was going to happen. You guys just didn't want to admit it, to be honest. I feel like you guys, hopefully after this year, you won't be delusional anymore. Anytime Mahomes is coming to Buffalo or wherever, it is in the playoffs, we're winning. Like, we just own the Bills. Just like Tom Brady owned the Bills back then, now Mahomes owns the Bills. He sold it to Mahomes, you know? That's how it goes, man. Another year. At this point, like, it's not even fun making fun of you guys no more, because it's not fair, you know? But, you know, we'll see y'all next year, I guess, after we win the Super Bowl again.
It's not even fun making fun of you guys because it's sad.
It is sad, man. It is sad because it's this. I put it on Facebook. Colin, he can attest to this, man. I put it right on Facebook. I was writing his comments like, you know what? You give me the picture. I will update my profile picture immediately, and I did. And then I put up on Facebook, same shit, New Year. Mm-hmm. Same shit, New Year. This team, being a Buffalo Bills fan, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna speak for all of Western New York that are Bills fans, except the guys that live in Western New York like Colin that for some reason hate on the hometown team. I will say it. Being a Bills fan is, and this might be why he hates on the team, it is the most painful thing in sports. Yeah. In sports. The Bills are the most cursed franchise. There's a debate that I can't wait to get into with John at some point, but I'm going to just say it. I got to take the Bills will never win a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott as the head coach. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind they will never win a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott as the head coach. They're wasting Josh Allen's prime of his career. He's going to be 28 years old next week, and here we are. I mean, next season, here we are. The guy. You know what? I just can't even wait to get into the debate. I need to know why Sean McDermott should be the head coach next. Well, he's going to be before we get into this. I want to also make it clear, I am not this fan that believes that Sean McDermott's not going to be the head coach next season. I understand he's going to be. Before we get into this debate, I 100% know the head coach of the Buffalo Bills next season is Sean McDermott. Before we get into this, but tell me why Sean McDermott should be the head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Can you name me 1 to 2 coaches in the league that at 6-6 are going to will their team after the whole 9/11 thing comes out, after you spend an off season worrying about your wide receiver number 1 wants out, the whole Damar Hamlin thing? Can you name a coach that at that point in time is going to will their team to not only win the division, win a playoff game, and come within 3 points of beating your rival in the playoffs and making it to another AFC Championship game?
No, I can't. I've never once, and I've made this argument at work, I've never once said that Sean McDermott was not a good leader, that he didn't know how to lead a football team. But I will tell you right now, I have no, and I don't even understand why there should be a question of why I don't have the confidence in him anymore. And I gave him the hate in the middle of the season, and I'm backtracking, I'm double downing on that because here I am again right after I gave him love, because I agree to turn it around at 6-6 and to win a division title and to make the divisional round. Okay, that's cool, but I said it. I've watched that reel 1,000 times. It's cool to win a division title. It's cool to make the division round of the playoffs. I fucking hate getting bounced out by Andy Reid and the Chiefs, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, dude. I got a stat for everybody right here, and this is what makes me sick to my stomach, because a guy that's career that was easily wasted, in my opinion, in the early on prime was Phillip Rivers with the Chargers. They had a really good squad, and they never won a Super Bowl either. And I'm going to give you guys some stats right here that pisses me off, because it just shows me Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are doing the exact same damn thing that the San Diego Chargers at the time did between 06 and 09. Here's the regular season record, their wins and losses. 46-18 in that 4-season span. The Bills 48-18. Playoffs. The Chargers went 3-4. The Bills are 5-4. In those 4 seasons, both teams had 4 division titles. Both teams averaged 28 points per game. Both teams allowed 19 points per game. Both teams made 1 AFC Championship game appearance, and both teams made 4 divisional round appearances. And both teams did not win a Super Bowl. And it's coaching. It is coaching.
Who did the Chargers have to go through to get to a Super Bowl?
Truth be told, couldn't tell you.
The greatest quarterback of all time.
Who, Tom Brady? Yeah, and the Bills have to do that right now with Peyton Manning. Patrick Mahomes.
So it's not like it's what did McDermott do in this game where you're like, yeah.
He called the stupidest fake punt of all time. And for some reason, Sean McDermott agrees with that call, and Brandon Beane says, well, I didn't think there was anything questionable throughout the game that he did. That is a dumbass call. That was a dumbass call. And it was an obvious fake punt when DeMar Hamlin decided that he was going to motion 4 times.
So I agree with that point, but
and he got bailed out by a fumble.
Sam Martin punts it. He shanked them all day.
Yeah.
They get it maybe midfield. They're scoring either way.
And
there's no debate. They're probably going to score, right?
100%.
What did you – so –
I got one other thing about that whole Sam Martin thing, by the way.
Yeah. Because
Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott thought it was a good idea. The guy that pulled his hamstring last week, they were going to throw him back out there, and the guy couldn't punt a ball to save his life. Couldn't punt a ball to save his life throughout
So me
the
and
game.
Tank were talking about this. What people forget is your punter's your holder. To keep
I don't disagree.
I feel probably was more important for them, but I agree. I don't see why you would play a injured punter when you had a healthy one come in.
You know you're going to punt.
Right. So the fake punt was your one, like, yeah, I'm done with McDermott, or is it just a buildup of?
It's a buildup of four appearances in the divisional round of the playoffs again, and then to make it to the conference championship one year, get your ass kicked, and then after that, after I will just take us back 4 seasons ago when we lost to the Chiefs, and we went out of that game and it was like, you know what, we got here. What do we have to do to get over the hump? And correct me if I'm wrong, but at least on my end, and this sucks because I've done nothing but my whole entire life love this football team. I've done nothing but buy in and get excited and get my heart broken every year. And here I am right now. It just feels like we fell all the way down to the bottom. And all this talk about after we lost in the AFC Championship game, when we were 1 game away from going back to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 90s, what did we have to do? Oh, well, we need to go get pass rushers. We need to go get pass rushers to get after Patrick Mahomes. We need to go do this, that. And they do that stuff, and they still don't win. They've had the guys on the team. They have the best. I'm going to say it. I hope Colin's still in here. They have the best quarterback at the position. They have the best playmaker in the NFL at the quarterback position, and Josh Allen, and they're wasting his career. Like, okay, you could make the argument, we talked about this on the way, maybe throwing the ball to Khalil Shakir in the end zone wasn't the best idea. Deion Dawkins got, I don't know what pass rusher was, got pile-driven right into him, and Chris Jones, rightfully so. Chris Jones is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. He's very effective when they need him, which, by the way, good for Kansas City. You have a pass rusher that gets paid a lot of money that shows up in playoff games. Congratulations, because the Bills don't have that. They spend all this money on Von Miller, and he can't even show up on the stat sheet anymore. I'm going to be honest with you. If it's not coaching, I have no idea what the hell it is. I'm not trying to be that guy because, yeah, I went into this week and said, this is the game. This is the game. This is the game for McDermott to prove to the NFL world that it's not this that he's the guy. That he's the guy. But you've been knocked out by the same team 3 times in the last 4 years. How could you not be frustrated by that? But, like, how could you not look at the coaching staff and be like, what the hell are we doing? When is enough enough? I said that in the middle of the season. I just don't understand when enough is enough. Sean McDermott is the modern-day Marty Schottenheimer. It's not even close, man. It's just not even close.
So let me ask you this. You just said we lose this game, it feels like we're back at square one. What do you think is going to happen if we hire a new coach? You're back at square one because now you're going to have a decimated team. Also, I agree. I think having an offensive coach is much better, but what happens when we bring in that offensive coach? The defense looks like shit. We're middle of the pack in defense. Then what? Bills fans are going to say, man, our defense sucks.
I don't think you're wrong, but John, give me an argument. How are we going to win a Super Bowl with Sean McDermott? Like, what is he going to
win in the NFL, man?
It is hard to win in the NFL, but I see team. You got the fucking Lions, dude, who were they just won 2 games a couple of years ago. They bring in Dan Campbell, a guy that the team can get behind. And they're facing the 49ers with the right to go to the Super Bowl this week.
Okay.
Sean McDermott, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand.
So
like,
we've been going through arguments.
We'll go to our divisional round next year under Sean McDermott and get knocked out again.
I hear you 100%. So to your point of being behind your coach, we talked about Antonio Pierce. Congratulations. I hope he does well. And if he doesn't,
told you so.
I'll be sitting right here like I told you so. You want a coach that your players are behind, right? Dan Campbell, those players are behind him. It's the same thing here, and I understand we're playing the best of the best, and we're losing by margins. What do you say?
As long as Mahomes is breathing, Allen will never win. In all
So be it,
caps.
man.
I
It's
just-
football. That's why you play the game.
I sit here and I just cannot believe that it's been 4 years, right, since the Bills went to the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs. 4 years where all the talk has been, they have to slay the beast. They have to get past the Chiefs. To make it to the big game, they have to get past the Chiefs. It's been 4 years. And I won't even be shocked if we're sitting here a year from now and Colin Thompson is making me change my profile picture again because we can't get past him. I just won't be shocked. As long as Sean McDermott is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, I have no reason to believe that this team will ever win a Super Bowl. And it's just I don't even know how I could sit here and believe they have that chance because yes, they are getting older. Yes, they're getting older. Josh Allen's getting a little bit older. I mean, their cap space is just absolutely, negative $40 million this year. It looks bad. It looks bad, and it is bad. And here we are. That's why I say I feel we're back to square one because we have no money to spend. We're losing solid talent on both sides of the ball this year. And Sean McDermott's gonna be our head coach again. I understand he is, and I'm not gonna sit here and say they haven't gotten behind him because they did. They did get behind him. They've all said that they trust Sean McDermott, and I mean.
So who's your ideal hire?
My ideal hire, my love hire would be Ben Johnson.
Do you think a first-time head coach would come into this wildfire?
I think if you are an offensive coach and you have a chance to coach Josh Allen, 100%.
Okay.
Because I would rather if I'm a free agent head coach and I look at all of my opportunities on the market and I have the Falcons who they've got talent but they have no quarterback, and I've got the Seahawks, again they have solid talent but their quarterback's Geno Smith, and then I got the Buffalo Bills who have still solid defensive pieces. They have the best quarterback in the National Football League and up-and-coming running back, up-and-coming tight end, a offensive line that'll be back obviously we don't know healthy, but a full offensive line that'll have a whole offseason with each other again. Sign me up with the Buffalo Bills. And I don't think that's biased by any means. You have Josh Allen at quarterback.
The issue is you have Josh Allen, and that's your attraction. It's like going to Darien Lake, and you see the Superman, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to ride that, and then that's about it.
I don't ride the Superman.
But it's you got 22 free agents. This isn't if the Pagulas, if Bean, whoever want to get rid of McDermott, this is not the year. This is not the year to bring in a rookie head coach, which offensive-minded guy, Joe Brady's out. Any offensive pieces are out for whoever that guy wants to bring in. That's kind of how it works when you. So, I don't know. How
about not a rookie head coach?
How about
John,
Bill Belichick?
You go make the call to old Billy B. He's been there. He knows how to get over that hump.
Okay, so in two
Got
more
that mindset.
so in 2 more years we're sitting here and Chris is yelling at me because we got another defensive-minded head coach.
And y'all will be happy because you got a Super Bowl.
And I highly doubt it.
I would be happy.
He
I would
is
be happy.
15 years past his due.
I'm not gonna make a case for that one. Don't worry. I find it funny, and I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree with being able to turn a football team around that was 6-6, and
I'm not. Don't even look to your right, Chris.
no, that's fine. I literally could care less. But I understand. I don't disagree with your argument about a football team that's 6-6. An article comes out about your head coach, and a locker room comes together, and they do turn the season around, and they do win a division title, and they do. I get that. Like I don't want to take away from that because rightfully so that is impressive. I mean, it's not like one of us could have walked into that locker room and turned that around. It's not like most coaches in the NFL at 6-6, your season crumbles. For instance, let's take a look down at Jacksonville. They had it made. Jacksonville they should have made the playoffs by a landslide. They should have won the division. They had a 99% chance, and their season fell apart. So like I don't want to take away from that because that truly is impressive. I'm not going to sit here and say it isn't. But I'm curious to see, like, it just, because you've always, before that that little comeback in the middle of the season that they had where they rejuvenated their season, you were always saying that you weren't really a Sean McDermott guy. So I find it interesting that, by the way, and this is not his first year where they've had a midseason fall down. They came back and won the division and then gotten bounced out the playoffs. In fact, the scary thing to me is that seems to be a trend. That seems to be a trend with every year in the middle of the season, the team's 7-6, 6-6, and they find a way. You know what? We find a way to win the division, and we find a way to creep back into the playoffs. Sean McDermott said it to himself. We need to figure out why we get into these positions. What are we doing to get into these positions? Well, Coach, what the hell is happening? Because it happens every year. This is a trend every year, and I wanna just say, as a fan, when I look at it from the outside looking in, don't you think it's a little exhausting to find yourself in a 6-6 spot and to have to put yourself into a must-win game every single year? If you go 6-6 and you want to win the Super Bowl, you find yourself in a must-win position. What, 7, 8, 9 weeks in a row? Yeah. Like a playoff game every week? Like, yeah, okay, you're bound to lose one eventually. Yeah, you are. I mean, that's got to be exhausting. It has to be exhausting. And it's just like what these midseason fall downs, it's every year. I feel like the team gets themselves into a position that they dig themselves into a hole, and then they somehow get themselves back out of it, and then they get pushed right back into it by the Chiefs in the playoffs. Because that's a team right there that up until this year never finds themselves in a situation that the Bills found themselves in.
True contenders. That's what it comes down to.
They win all year, and then they win when it matters in the playoffs. The Bills, well, they win half the year. They lose a majority of the middle of the season. Then they have to go on a long win streak just to make the playoffs, and then they make the playoffs and get bounced out. I can't sit here, and I said it, like I said, I said it in the middle of the season. I just don't understand how, as a fan, you could find yourself to be content with making the playoffs. These division titles are nice, man. These hats, which, by the way, I haven't even got my damn hoodie yet. Now I don't even want it. I haven't got my hoodie that I ordered yet for winning the division. Might as well just put that one away because it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Those division Josh said it best. These caps are nice, but we want something more. Sorry, Josh, you're never going to win it when Sean McDermott's your head coach. I'm sorry. That's my Sean McDermott rant. I'm down a whole water bottle because I'm talking so much.
I'll just leave you with this, man. I don't think coaching was the issue at all. I've been saying it for 7 weeks now. Execution fucking sucks. Josh Allen is not making correct reads, blah, 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 whatever. Kansas City scored their last points with 14 minutes left in the ball game. We had 3 drives to score 3 fucking points and couldn't get it done.
I don't disagree.
Is that coaching? No, it's execution.
They can't play 4 quarters of.
They never had. It's the same thing. I get it. I 100% get you, man. But I don't see the answer being a change at head coach, especially with what we're looking ahead. It's hard to win in the NFL, and I just don't think that's the answer. But I'm not going to disagree with you because up until a few weeks ago, I was ready to kick him to the curb too. But I just don't think coaching is the biggest issue here. I don't. I'm going to leave you with one more other stat from this game that is mind-boggling and another reason why I, again, am not on the Joe Brady train. The Bills had 14 second and 4s or shorter. We ran the ball 10 times.
I was getting frustrated. Yeah.
Anybody that knows me knows if I see a handoff on second down, I'm losing it. It makes no sense to run the ball on second down.
Yep.
Second and short, you put yourself at third down and short. Why? It makes no sense.
I'm telling his dad all game. You're 2nd and 3, 2nd and 1. This is where you take a shot, you throw the ball downfield, or you go into play action, and you don't see a read. You let Josh be Josh. I was saying it all game. It's frustrating because you get to that 2nd and 4, you get to that 2nd and 3, you run the ball up the middle, you do that halfback dive shit, and you lose 3 yards. Oh, now you're at 3rd and 7.
I'll never understand. I like what Joe Brady did. I think he's gonna get our OC job, but the last 3 play calls of the game were just fucking horrendous. First down, run 1 yard. Second down, Allen makes a terrible. No. That's the shot to Shakir, correct? He gets bumped. Josh Allen's 6'5", 2 something. with the strongest arm in the NFL,
Come on, man.
Yeah.
he gets bumped and he
that's-
throws
come
it into
on.
the dirt.
That's not an excuse. Yeah. Because you know damn well Shakir would have caught that.
I'm also going to pull this up
Come on.
just for you guys here. Who's that with
I-
nobody?
I don't disagree. Everybody's making the same argument.
Everyone's
That's
saying.
the same argument. It's Stephon Diggs wide open for what could have been potentially a first down. I want to make it clear.
Because we have what?
Let's
This
let's sit here and say this. That's a Khalil Shakir play right there, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Stephon Diggs hits. I mean, Josh Allen hits that ball. That picture never pops up, and that's not a bad read that Josh Allen makes.
No.
And the fact that Chris Jones and Deion Dawkins, two of the heaviest men on the field, are hitting your quarterback at the same time, and you're telling me you don't. And he's. I would like to see the video again because I that's a hard throw to make with two of the biggest guys on the field in your face. Yeah, okay. If he hits the ball, this argument's irrelevant. If he hits that ball, this isn't even a talk. And he didn't. It's not like that wasn't open. Like Josh hits that ball, he's the fucking hero.
Right.
Like-
so it's not a bad read necessarily. I think this is one of Joe Brady's absolute best play calls of the year.
I agree.
He runs two receivers deep. Shakir runs that in-breaking route. Diggs leaks out on a drag. My issue is we see Allen move in the pocket all the time.
Mhm.
This is my issue with Josh Allen is when he's stuck on a read, his feet are stuck in the fucking ground. There's nobody. Chris Jones gets pressure. That's great pressure. Cool. The rest, if he steps up, if he moves to the right, anything, he makes that throw, he delivers that football, it's either a touchdown or he gets off of it, he throws to Diggs. Then we're not sitting here telling Bills Mafia to stop telling Bass to I'm not even going to go there. But
right. No, I get what you're saying.
there's so many plays in this game where the 3rd and 9 play, were you guys up high?
Yeah.
So Kincaid runs a curl for 5-6 yards. Allen never got to that read. Rolls out, he throws it away. It's just another one. If you hit that, you're going for that. I think we can all agree McDermott's
think
sitting
so,
there,
too.
4th
I
and
do
4,
think
4th
so.
and 3, he's going for that. 4th and 9,
Yeah.
I heard people saying, too conservative, 4th and 9. 4th and 9 is hard to pick up. I don't know. I don't.
yeah.
Because if he does that, we don't get it. We're thinking, I don't know why you didn't kick the field goal.
Right. No, yeah, right.
So
No, I don't
those
disagree.
It's a win-lose.
It's just
lose-lose.
there's so many plays in this game that I think it comes down to execution. And
Oh, you're definitely right.
I don't disagree with that.
We don't know how to put a game away or to shine in clutch moments.
It just
Because that Chiefs defense had no answer in like the first quarter and a half.
they stopped us 3 times.
Yes.
We stopped the Chiefs 3 times.
We come out of halftime, that Chiefs defense adjusted. Our offense never adjusted.
yeah, exactly, and that seems to be one of the biggest problems with the
We,
Bills.
I was telling your dad, we're either hot in the first half or we're hot in the second half. There's no in between.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it comes down to is the execution. And we get stopped and we get slumped. We don't know how to fight back.
This team has absolutely no identity. They wanted to be a 12 team. Well, now you're not a 12 team. Not Dawson Knox gets hurt. You forget about 12. Are we forgetting about the past 4 years where 11 personnel and Allen was the best quarterback on the face of the earth at the time? What in, like, I don't understand. I guess what I'm trying to say. And we were sitting here talking.
Yeah.
Holy shit! We were sitting here
They're
talking
getting active down
about Joe Brady being pass happy, and that's why he got
That's why I got booted from
Carolina. I'm just gonna throw this out here: the Bills' neutral situation pass rate under Joe Brady was lower than New England's this year. Neutral pass rate is, I don't even know. Truthfully, I'm pretty sure it's on 1st and 10s. Cool. So they were a 53% pass under Brady, which was 14th, and under Ken Dorsey, we were 8th at 58%. So what happened to the pass happy? Is it the receivers? I don't know.
I don't know, man. There's so much. I mean, just to start off with what you just said, I can't believe it sucks because you made exactly one of my points, and that's under this coaching staff, my biggest problem is you go in to halftime up 17-13 on the Chiefs. Okay, that's cool. You have a lead. You know for a fact Andy Reid, who is one of the best head coaches to put on a headset, you know he's not an idiot. That team is going to adjust, and they're gonna come back out, and they're gonna adjust. And Sean McDermott and this coaching staff, it's not just Sean McDermott. I'm not just gonna blame him, but I'm gonna blame the whole coaching staff on this. They can never adjust to a team adjusting to what they're doing.
Oh, it worked in the first half. It's gonna work in the second half.
And I'm going to circle the wagon right back to Joe Brady because I'm going to throw out again. Sean McDermott was able to will this defense to 3 stops, one being a Jordan Poyer punch-out on a miracle play. Cool, I'll give it to you guys. Cool, we got lucky. It's just the way the ball happened to fly that day. But they scored with 14 minutes left. We're down 3 fucking points. This is why I'm not a Brady guy. With Josh Allen, with Stephon Diggs, with Khalil Shakir, fucking whatever his face is, Kincaid. You can't score 3 in 3 possessions.
My concern is because I'm sure Joe Brady is going to be the offensive coordinator next year. I can't tell you that I'm 100% sold on him being the offensive coordinator either. I will say I don't think he's a terrible offensive coordinator.
No,
I don't know. But here's what I do have to say. I don't think he's the right offensive coordinator for Josh Allen. I really don't. I saw his pass chart. I'm pretty sure Josh Allen didn't complete more than 2 passes past 4 or 5 yards this week. Blows my mind. I would like to say that I was impressed with Joe Brady being able to really get into a position. There's not a lot of teams that win when you have an interim offensive coordinator in the middle of the season when your season's crashing down and you're 6-6 and they win and they accomplished what they accomplished. But I feel like there is some question marks when it comes to what Joe Brady. His biggest downfall really was just not being able to readjust when a team adjusted to what they were doing. And I will say that yes, that is 100% a Joe Brady thing. That's not a McDermott thing. We all know that McDermott's not an offensive coach. That's first and foremost. I mean, he's a defensive guy. That makes sense. And I will say how that right there just. It hurts. It hurts to hear with 14 minutes left in the game, that's the last time the Chiefs put any points on the board, and you're only down by 3, and you lose by 3. That does hurt. That does hurt. I'm not gonna. That's an execution thing. I don't think that you're wrong about that at all. It blows my mind, man. It blows my mind.
The Bills had 0. I'm gonna say it again. 0 plays for 20+ yards in this game.
She said 8.
8. Okay, cool. We knew the Chiefs were going to score points. If you were to tell me we were going to give up 27 points, and the last time they were going to score was with 14 minutes left, I'm signing my John Peacock right on that thing.
Right. I'd have thought we'd had a chance at really winning.
I don't know. It's mind-boggling to me. It's mind-boggling to me that in that last drive we threw 3 screens to Kincaid, and that was the only play that worked. Right.
Colin actually has a stat in the comments that I have on my phone that I want to say. Josh Allen had 16 completions behind the line of scrimmage. I'm going to tell you right now that's not a Josh Allen thing. That's a Joe Brady thing. You tell me that's them scheming plays to throw it behind the line of scrimmage. Josh Allen, you see what Josh Allen likes to do. I mean, the guy does like to air the football out. We all know that over the last couple of years. And
when you're 0-3 on bombs, I'm just going to get into this now, dude. Gabe Davis is gone. He said
he's gone.
He said he does. I'm glad cuz he gets treated like a piece of shit in this offense, team. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, I think people finally realize the value of Gabe Davis cuz I'd be willing to put a lot of money on that he was catching one of those.
I think he's catching the one that Diggs dropped for sure. That 80
I think he's catching one of those ones that Sherfield dropped.
Yeah, that was bad too.
Sherfield, I like the player. I wouldn't want to see him here again.
Right.
He expressed that I'd like to be here again, but wherever I end up going, he doesn't fit. Mm-mm. He's not an outside receiver for one. We have 2 slot guys, one we don't even use. So it's I don't know, man. I think the value of Gabe Davis went up, but just looking at what he actually does, but You need a receiver.
Feliciano and Beasley on Twitter said it best.
Yep.
You're gonna
Screenshot that.
Yeah, Bills Mafia is gonna realize what they lost out on when he's gone. I fully agree. I have his jersey. I'm gonna rock his jersey even when he's on a different team, and I hope he balls out.
I do as well.
I love Gabe Davis. I really do.
I think he can
It's
carve
gonna-
himself a decent
It's gonna be
little
a
spot.
sad day when he's gone.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Gabe to the
I think-
Chiefs. Yeah, we knew that was coming.
what does it say?
Gabe to the Chiefs.
Yeah. No.
I have a I was telling Chris on the way up. I think
Yeah, that would be
would.
evil.
I was telling Chris on the way up. I think Gabe goes to the Bengals. They
I
got some money. They're gonna They're not paying T Higgins.
I think they are paying T. Higgins.
You think so?
I just read an article.
Well, they're losing Tyler Boyd too. If they're
Yeah,
not bringing-
Boyd. I mean, he's kind of
He's
like a role
aging.
guy.
Boyd,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, is like Boyd.
I
Boyd
personally
might
think he goes to the Bengals.
Boyd might just be like Brandon Beane's guy, where he's like, yeah, you know what? That's the guy.
Yeah, great. Let's
That's
bring in
the guy.
another aging receiver.
I know.
Refuse to use a first-round pick.
Now hear him out though. No, we will. No,
Time out. Time out. I
Hear
actually
Chris out. Hear Chris out.
I'm listening.
thank you for that, because you never normally do that. Thank you for that. What a guy. Thank you. I want to take it back to when 13 seconds season, which PTSD. Another year the Bills got knocked out by the Chiefs. Their wide receiver core had a prime Stephon Diggs as number one.
Mm-hmm.
Your number two was Emmanuel Sanders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your slot guy was Cole Beasley.
Mm-hmm.
You had an up and coming Gabe Davis.
Mm-hmm.
That was your main four,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think the Bills do need to go out and they need to go draft him with very high, whether that's a first, second round pick, hopefully a first round on wide receiver. I think 100%, because you first off, unless you disagree with me, you need to get a guy in here that's going to not only be able to develop as a number one, well, as a number two wide receiver, but eventually we need a guy that's going to be able to take over Stephon Diggs' role, because I seen a big drop. But give me another guy on this roster like that had that Emmanuel Sanders role. I think you need to bring in another veteran wide receiver that's maybe not a slot guy. Maybe that's like, I'm not saying that. I'm not. Emmanuel Sanders offered more than just being able to play in the slot, because he was more of an outside wide receiver. That's what he had. A lot of his success for the Bills was some of those deep passes. I can think of a handful of them in my head right now. But I think you sign a veteran wide receiver. You draft a first or a second round wide receiver, hopefully a first, but knowing Brandon Beane, I could see that not happening.
D-line.
And I think you need to have you need to have Stephon Diggs, a first round pick, Khalil Shakir, and a veteran wide receiver in this locker room.
So I agree with that, but my biggest issue, which I already alluded to, was back when you had luxury picks, like the 13-second year, they wasted it on back-to-back defensive linemen and called it, well, we don't need luxury picks, we have holes. Okay, well,
Here we are.
if you draft somebody, they develop, and now talking this year, now, oh man, Diggs, he's on the decline. We'll give a quarter of those snaps to
So-and-so
X.
that you could have drafted.
It's too late now.
No, I know, but I'm saying that you could have did that.
Right, 100%. If that was done when you had luxury picks, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Me neither.
What is a luxury pick in the NFL?
I don't know.
That would-
To me, that'd be like a.
They're in like the
I'll-
mid-20s every time.
I would say a luxury pick to me would be like the top 10, right?
Doesn't.
You would assume.
That's all we heard from Brandon Beane was, yeah, a receiver would be a luxury pick, but we have holes here and
Right.
here. Okay, whatever.
Fuck
So now we have.
them holes.
Position, I don't know.
Couldn't tell you. That makes no sense to me.
I agree. It doesn't
But-
make sense.
Now we also have to look at our cap.
Negative 40.
You can restructure Josh. Probably cut that close to in half. Maybe Dion will do it again. If you go to Diggs, he's probably going to spit in your fucking face. Because you already did it to him once. Like, where are you going to find money? You can cut guys, okay. Woo,
Yeah,
we'll be 30 under.
There's kick.
So I actually played around with this. I wasn't gonna break it down into this. I did play around with this week. You can reconstruct Josh. You're right. If Dion's willing to do it again, you could do that. There could be a couple of cap casualties. I mean, you could save almost $4 million, well, a little over $4 million by releasing Nyheim Hines. You could save. I don't remember exactly how many. It was over $4 million or $3 million when he released Jordan Poyer. Tre'Davious White's another guy that could potentially be, just because of injury, could be a cap casualty this offseason. Although I know either Brandon Beane or Sean McDermott in their presser said something about how he's back. He's in the facility training.
If I know the Bills
I'm gonna
organization
be honest with
best,
you.
he's not Trey White's not.
No, he's not going anywhere. And unfortunately, by knock on wood, probably by the middle of the season, we're talking about how he's hurt again because the guy can't stay healthy. He's the new Sammy Watkins of the DB room. He's Trey White glass body. Unfortunately, I love the guy. I'm not saying that but now it's just if you don't consider even releasing a guy like Tre'Davious White, who just came back from an ACL injury where, he looked like he was starting to get back to himself, but now you expect the guy to come back after an Achilles injury. It's like, dude, the guy is he going to be able to trust himself to make a wrong step on the football field? Like, it's a scary thing. But these are just some names. They're in such a cap hell that I don't disagree. It's going to be fucking hell to get out of it.
It's going to be hard to. I mean, like I said, you have 20. We'll get into this.
We'll break it down.
Got a lot of time, but
We
they
have
got
a lot of times to play around this.
They got
we could all bring the computer on
Yeah.
the podcast, the laptop on the podcast, and play around with it.
I mean, they have 22 unrestricted free agents.
You want to go over him?
Nah, we'll save it because I have the same picture.
yeah, we don't really need to.
But,
break into that today.
There's this year's wide receiver draft loaded.
Uh-huh.
This
100%,
year's
you gotta get
free
a guy.
agents wide receivers.
Again, so yeah, look forward to those 1-year deals.
Unfortunate to be in.
We'll get into it.
It is what it is. We have like I said, I'm sure we can. I don't know if you have a laptop or anything like
Yeah, I
that, but
got
we could all bring our laptops on here and play around with it. But
Off season's
I
fun.
think that's enough Bills Chiefs talk for me. I don't really want to relive the last 4 years of my life by getting owned in the playoffs. And I think it's time to break down these games with the weekly pick'ems. Fellas, the board, I said it right before we started the podcast, has never looked this clean, and it's sad. It's sad. There's 2 games on the board. We are in the conference championship week, and it starts off in Baltimore with the Chiefs visiting the Ravens. Before we jump into that, let's just go into our records. Me and Travis stand at 5-5 for the playoffs, and John over there at 7-3. There you go, John.
We won't
There you
catch
go, man.
up.
Been gone for 2 weeks, and
Well, you
John
kind of
just catches fire.
If I go 0-2 and you both go 2-0, we'll all be tied.
And then all of a sudden it'll be down to the Super Bowl.
I think we should make that happen somehow.
That'd be kind of badass.
I think both these games are going either way, but
3 p.m. Chiefs Ravens. Colin's probably in the comments.
Spamming Chiefs all caps.
You know his answer.
yeah. And then when the Ravens win, he's gonna be like, "Well, I'm a Lamar guy anyway."
So
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. Lamar or Patty, Colin, if you're still in here.
So I have a theory.
Book it now in the comments.
We all probably have the same theory, and we just need to touch on it.
Yep, still here.
Still here. Colin,
Yup,
I love
still
Colin,
here.
bro.
Lamar or Patty.
Big trust.
I love Colin, man. I got a theory.
Yep. Is it the logo?
It is the logo.
Okay.
It is 100% the
Catch
logo.
heat.
So let me ask you guys this: the color of that said logo is red and purple, right?
It is.
Patty with the upset.
Which let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, and this is why I went into the Bills game with no comments, because I got a theory that the NFL's rigged. It's a business at the end of the day, man. It's a business at the end of the day. And let me tell you,
He's out here.
let me tell you, man. Let me tell you something. I was 100% convinced the NFL wouldn't be rigged if the Packers somehow beat the 49ers. But you tell me.
You hear that, Flutie?
You tell me. Why the hell did Jordan Love roll out to the right in the rain? It's raining. And throw the – oh, my God. He threw the ball in the triple coverage. Triple coverage, man.
The fuck are we talking about?
I'm talking about the NFL being rigged, and I don't even need to – I'm going to give you my 2 games. This is the Super Bowl next week. I'll do my pick'ems. I'll make it nice and easy. It is going to be the Ravens 49ers. That's what the NFL wants. That's what the NFL has had right in front of your faces, folks. It's Ravens 49ers, and nobody can prove me wrong. Sorry, Colin. The Chiefs are not upsetting the Ravens. And the Lions, as much as I want to see the Lions in the Super Bowl, I got a Ravens 49ers Super Bowl just because I think the NFL is rigged. I think it's I think the Super Bowl is selected before it happens.
All right, so
NFWWE. Now on Netflix, by the way.
That's right.
oh yeah.
10-year, $5 billion deal, baby.
That's crazy.
So
Stock.
I've heard theories of the NFL being rigged, and why won't they? I've heard
The NFL doesn't want them to, Colin. That's why.
Yup, still here.
what's this paragraph?
Oh, Drew.
Dude, I can't read that.
I would love to understand DeMar, a defensive back, got the ball for the fake punt. I can name 5 other players that actually practice running the ball.
Hey, man, he was there because if you watch the Bills game, he's always there when he plays. Fuck.
Okay, but in Drew's defense, I still a terrible fucking call.
I will say this though: if you're gonna fake punt it,
Don't motion him 4 times, man.
It was a
I was
terrible.
standing up there like, oh wow, I wonder why the hell he's motioned 4 times. He hasn't done that all year, and they snapped the ball to him.
It was a terrible play call. I don't really give a shit about it.
I'm getting hot.
But
I'm just gonna
to
say
answer your question, they snapped it to him because if you put Ty Johnson there, well, then they definitely know you're gonna fake it.
I'm just gonna say this though: like,
I
if
love
you
DeMar Hamlin.
what was it? 4th and 4, 4th and 3,
Shout out
it was
DeMar.
like 4th and 5.
4th and 5.
Yeah, it
All
was
right.
long.
Well,
Don't
I'm keeping my offense out there. I'm just gonna run with Josh anyway. That's what I'm gonna do. If you're gonna go for
Yeah.
if you're gonna fake punt it, I'm just gonna keep my offense out and
Yes.
run with Josh Allen.
Yes.
Run with your 6'5".
Run it with your only
245.
player on the offense that's effective right now.
Yeah. I was
The workhorse.
I was making that argument to your dad. Just keep the offense out there and
God,
just
I'm
have
getting
Josh
fired
take it
up.
by himself.
Nah, it's a Disney movie. You gotta get it. He's the reason.
You're
we
welcome,
got
man.
this
I didn't
money.
mean to get hot.
I love Drew.
Something then? Why does the NFL hate the Bills then?
Because
Isn't it a better storyline
It
if
is.
the Bills finally get over that?
Yeah, next
Blah,
year.
blah,
Next year's
blah.
our year.
you're asking me, you got to ask the guy in
Maybe
charge,
next year.
Roger Goodell.
I mean, I get it. I've seen all like what you were probably about to say, like the past like couple years, the colors and the
The
Super
colors
Bowl logo.
and like I've seen videos of like maybe players missing tackles on purpose.
Hold up. Speaking of missing fucking
Oh my
tackles,
God, look
Oh
at
boy.
that.
Oh
Damian
boy.
fucking Jackson sucks. He missed 4 fucking tackles. He's a bum. And by the way, that wide open Travis Kelce corner route,
Was his fault?
it was cover 3. He went to a flat. Anybody that understands football, the corner has a deep third.
Yep.
He fucking sucks. He's a free agent. If he's back on this team, I'm watching Detroit for the whole year.
Well, you know just as well as I do, Brandon Beane's going to look at him and be like, that's our guy.
Where was Elam?
Exactly.
I don't know.
This is a team. You can
you feed
play
the hot
man.
hand.
His coaches didn't put him in. Coaching.
you feed
Coaching.
the-
Why
the
don't
hot
they
hand.
like him? I don't get it.
You feed the hot hand.
It doesn't make sense.
Who was
to
the
me.
hot? Oh, dude, I thought you were about to say Dan Jackson was the
Dan
hot hand.
Jackson is not no.
Almost
And
put you through the wall.
Does anybody else also kind of feel like I gave him the defensive potential MVP, but what the hell with Rasul Douglas, man? We needed him in the biggest game, and my man just looked like I understand he might have still been not really feeling right.
Probably was still banged up.
He
He's
wasn't-
not a-
he didn't seem like he was feeling right,
Wow.
man. I mean, Patty Mahomes made him look.
Okay, let me just make sure that's all I needed
Clueless.
to yell about.
Yeah. How's your blood pressure over there?
Bad.
I think as Bills fans, what really sucks is all of our lives are probably cut a lot shorter than it would have been if we'd lived in anywhere else in the country and been fans of any other football team.
I've said it all week. I've said these past couple days. I just laugh at this point.
Oh, because you know what? I was not even shocked.
I did take a screenshot of that. For you guys, it is Phillip Rivers and Tom Brady shaking hands.
Josh Allen and the new Pat Mahomes.
All right, dude.
I
Hey, do
I
you
got
wanna
my
pick the
picks.
game?
man.
Yeah.
All right,
got
let's
my
get
picks.
it.
You gonna pick, bro?
Like I said, I have the Ravens because that defense is just plain nasty. I said before the podcast, our linebackers healthy, Terrell Bernard, Matt Milano. They have Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen.
Not to mention they also played a depleted Miami Dolphins linebacking crew.
They did.
Yeah.
And their defense is just fucking nasty. I can't get over the fact how nasty they are. Hopefully they have Marlon Humphrey back this week. They didn't play him last. They played Ronald Darby.
Yeah, he should be good to go. I did see that.
I have the Ravens.
I'm curious. I can't wait to hear what you guys say, John.
Lamar, for one, is the MVP of the league this year, whether we agree or not.
Bro, the Eagles had a good
you say?
defense last year.
It's okay.
Last season, my friend.
That
okay.
Ravens defense is just too nasty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but we see it year in and year out. Defense doesn't matter in the playoffs. It never has and it never will.
this game.
The Eagles had what? They broke the record for sacks, and they didn't have one on Mahomes. Defense doesn't matter.
Colin's one of these guys that's going to be happy regardless this week because he's a Chiefs fan and then he's
A Lamar
fan. So
Well, then he won't be happy in the Super Bowl because 49ers are going to take that W.
ideally, I want it to be a Ravens-Lions Super Bowl. I'm just a realist. It's a Ravens-49ers Super Bowl.
Niners coming on top. CMC Super Bowl
I'm just
MVP.
curious, John.
Okay, so
are
I'm
you
going to take
Ravens or are you going
I'm going to
Chiefs?
take the Ravens. Defense, I think their offense, the second half of that Houston game was unstoppable.
Oh, yeah.
I think Lamar's going to be unstoppable. So I'm going to take the Ravens. You guys are both going Niners.
I'm going Niners.
I'm a big Niners fan. I love the Niners.
But
But I'll take Detroit because I've been on their money line, and they won me $30.
Detroit.
All right.
Detroit.
that's a
Hashtag
huge upset.
Detroit.
And
I gotta
I
ask.
actually have
in the
a
Motor
reason.
City. In the Motor City, real quick. John, you were the only one to go to the Lions last week. Detroit fans 100% probably love you for that. You went with them last week.
My guys.
You're the only guy going with them this week on the podcast. Did you maybe just give Detroit their first Super Bowl appearance? Would it be their first Super Bowl appearance?
Ever.
Ever, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
I do have a little bit of a reasoning.
Okay, hit me.
So Debo is a 50-50 right now to play in the game.
Yeah, that shoulder.
Without Debo, their offense is quite pedestrian.
I like Ayuk.
Yeah, but they're just not the same offense without
Brock
Debo.
Purdy, system
with all the
quarterback.
things he does.
System quarterback.
Yeah, I respect that.
So, with that being said,
Ooh,
Detroit. Anyway, Detroit's defense is getting hot, so I'm gonna pick the Lions. Even though I think the Niners will probably win this game, I'm gonna go with Detroit. And if Debo doesn't play, then I feel more confident in Detroit.
So what will y'all say when Mahomes win?
I'll say that.
Congratulations, good job.
I'll say that I was wrong.
I'll say that I was wrong and good job, Pat.
Let me
Mahomes.
tell you-
We'll
let me
all
tell
have
you.
another L
Colin-
in our column.
Colin, if the Chiefs somehow do come out of this game, which I think is pretty damn hard, the Ravens are a good football team. You got the NFL working against it because the NFL wants the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Colin, if the Chiefs win, I will feel very, very happy about the fact that the NFL is not rigged. I will tell you that. The Chiefs make it back to the Super Bowl, their color would not be it wouldn't make sense for the Super Bowl logo. So that would make me feel so much better as an NFL fan, if you want the God's honest truth. Especially if the Lions make the Super Bowl. Then I'll really feel like, you know what, the Bills might got a chance. But
My brother pointed out yesterday that the bottom color of the logo has been the winner.
I saw that too. Yeah.
is it purple at the bottom or is it
It's purple.
Purple.
Whoa, Baltimore, enjoy your Super Bowl.
And as Bills fans, God, that would feel so terrible.
Well, you know what's scary to
Do
me
they
is
have
that
a logo out for next year?
I think I seen the logo for next year.
Is it
And
blue?
it's blue. I think it's blue and red.
Oh, that narrows it down.
Hey, just so you know, the bottom's red. So if it is the Bills on the top,
Chiefs,
Fellas.
Lions. next
Fellas.
year.
Could be.
fellas, I'm sorry, the Bills aren't winning the Super Bowl, but we knew that anyways, because as long as Sean McDermott's the head coach, they're not winning the Super Bowl.
Maybe it's blue for Colts.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Wow,
Right for a tank, dude. Come on.
my bad.
Hey,
might be blue for the
we're
Texans.
back next year.
I'm
bro.
excited to see Anthony Richardson
I'm excited
play.
for that. How much money you guys got to spend this offseason?
We got a good chunk. I forget the exact amount. I think we're looking at like
How many games is Anthony
60,
Richardson
70?
going to play?
You want
Seven?
pick-
That's
you
gotta
he's
feel.
gonna play the whole season.
That's gotta feel so good, bro.
Damn.
You can say that with a straight face. He's going to play the
He's
whole
gonna
season.
play the whole season.
We throw it on the board or
I
something.
wish, damn it, there's
No
no
shot.
take.
Put
There's,
it up and leave it then.
No way he plays the
Right
whole
in
year.
a permanent marker.
No way.
It's gonna be a machine next year.
I think he's going to be like a 30.
But the problem was that
30
every time he
touchdown.
got hurt, it wasn't even like any bone. The one was a bonehead on him because he let up in the end zone. He just got blasted.
Yeah.
Everything was just casual football
was-
plays.
Right. The
was just
AC
weird.
the AC was a rush,
Hey,
wasn't
Chris.
it? He got hit like
It wasn't even a run. He was just rolling out
Colin
the
kind
pocket.
of played into the whole NFL's rig, too. Wouldn't it make sense?
My
if-
man Collins, he's a guest again this week. It feels like, just in the comments.
Wouldn't it make sense to have a Swiftie Super Bowl because of viewership? Yeah, it would make sense.
Or Jason Kelsey.
This week, actually, Chiefs-Bills game this week, most viewed ever, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
over
that's-
50 million.
Yeah.
80 mil.
That's just not the theory here, man. Theory is the Super Bowl logo, and I'm here to
It's
tell
not
you.
the Swifties.
I'm here to tell you right now that if it's a Ravens 49ers Super Bowl, and that's what we're talking about in the next podcast, you guys are like, wow, he might be onto something.
I agree with you. I mean, it
It
all
just
lines
scares
up
me,
from
bro.
the
It
past
just
like
scares me.
5-6 years.
And
so.
then that news channel that was like, they were,
Oh, yeah.
and they were like
McKenna
at,
showed me
the
this.
Ravens 49ers Super Bowl. Like, come on, man, come on, you can't just leave it with the Super Bowl logo to like maybe make me feel like, okay, maybe it's not true. Then you throw that out there and it's like, oh shit, man. And I'm scratching my head and I'm like, this might be real.
Last time Ravens and Niners were in the Super Bowl, isn't that the lights out game?
Yes,
Wow.
yeah. What was it, Colin
Jesus.
Kaepernick versus
Beyonce
Joe
shut it
Flacco?
down.
Yeah.
This year be Usher.
don't know,
Harbaugh
man.
v. Harbaugh.
I don't know, man. It's tough. So I got Ravens 49ers Super Bowl. Is that what you got?
That's
Ravens
what-
49ers
that's
Super Bowl.
what I
And then
got.
we got a Ravens Lions Super Bowl over there from you. That's what the NFL world wants,
Big ass
man.
gr-
That's
yeah.
what America wants. It seems
That's what I if I'm sitting there watching the Ravens Lions Super Bowl, I'm jumping for joy.
Pretty much the way I look at it is, I don't really give a who from the AFC makes it. I just want NFC to win. Either team, don't
Yeah.
care.
I'm
I
right
agree.
with you. I
I
said
agree.
that today.
Yeah.
I agree. And certainly I don't think it's gonna be the Chiefs, brother.
Well, we'll see, man.
Oh,
I got hammered.
It won't be getting
I'm happy.
reposted if they do make the Super Bowl. I'll
No,
tell
it
you
will
that.
not, but it will be refreshing if they do lose.
Yeah, that's your conference championship, folks. That's the shortest weekly pick 'em
Well.
of my life.
sad.
But the good news is
Next week will be shorter.
it will be. But this week we're on to my favorite segment of Who's the Man? Who's the Man? You know what's a real heartbreaker is what do we always do after the Who's the Man segment? We break down the Bills' next game.
Oh fuck! You just lost a segment.
And now
Shit.
we're down a segment, and I don't know what to do.
We'll talk more.
Who's
Couple weeks, you're gonna lose another one.
I'm just gonna start yelling.
Who's our pick'ems? Who's
John started.
okay?
Okay.
I thought you said you were starting.
No, but I can't.
Oh.
He's a big boy. He can.
Oregon State,
Okay,
drafted by the Eagles, 218th
Got it.
overall.
got it.
You're weird. In 2013.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
You got it too.
Wait, 2018?
He said 2013.
Oh, yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. You want to both
Shit.
just say it? I got it with the Oregon State. He might have played his last game as a Buffalo Bill this week.
Guys, you guys are fucking
Jordan
weird.
Jordan Poyer.
Oregon State Beavers.
That's right.
I'm leaving out these colleges, dude. This dude's weird. Weird.
It was either.
We both.
It
Can
was,
I at least read the rest of my
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah.
I don't even want to.
yeah.
to
He's
me,
pissed.
it was either Jordan
Good
Poyer.
shit, boys. Good shit, though.
It was either
That's
Jordan
crazy.
Poyer or I know my guy Isaiah Hodgins, who should have been balling out this year on the Giants, went to Oregon State.
Who wants it
Isaiah
next,
who?
man?
What?
I said, who wants it next?
I'll do it next. We'll go in order.
Isaiah who?
Isaiah, come on, you know his name.
Isaiah who?
I wish he would have worked out for the Bills.
Isaiah who?
All right, 6th round pick by the Bills in 2018.
Got it.
God damn.
No, I'm kidding.
Got him.
What? Bills, Panther. All right, so his teams:
Sean McDermott.
Bills, Panthers,
Brandon Bean.
Bills again in 2019, 2020, Steelers, Niners.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, he is currently in the playoffs. Yeah, he's got it.
I don't got it.
He caught Josh Allen's
Yes,
first touchdown
he-
pass in the preseason.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's gonna help.
78 receptions, 633 yards, 1 touchdown. He is a return specialist.
Oh,
He's currently in the playoffs.
yeah.
Damn,
Yeah, one of those 4 teams. Yes,
Ray Ray?
Ray.
Ray, that's what I just put down.
We are
Ray.
fucking flying through this.
Why didn't you give me Clemson, dude? I would have
Damn.
had it.
Because I knew it.
Damn,
Yeah, I
these
know, I'm
segments
done
are supposed.
I'm done
we're
with the
screwed.
I didn't
colleges.
do college.
It's gonna
because
be a
of that.
long off season.
Yeah, I'm
boy.
done with giving you guys colleges.
I'll do it.
Hey guys, did you know while a senior in high school, he was selected to the Florida Marlins in the 2009 Major League Draft?
It's a fact.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
cool.
it, but I knew he was like a baseball guy.
Okay.
Should have started off with that one.
I know, dude. I'm making mine harder, dude.
Yeah, now
Fuck, damn it.
Now I just feel bad.
Nah, that's cool.
Oregon State got him.
Oregon State.
I know there's literally 3 guys that went to Oregon State. I'm like, nah, I guess I'll just put it in.
I feel bad,
You
man.
guys ain't getting to college anymore.
You guys are gonna get my college, and
I
it
doubt
might not
it.
help, man. Went to Pittsburgh State and signed it undrafted in 2003. Two-time Pro Bowler, played for the Bills for 13 total seasons, voted the Bills' 50th anniversary all-time team. He played for the Bills between 2001 and 2012. He totaled 42,867 punting yards in his career.
We're talking about a punter? Oh, I don't know his name.
And I am going to be real disappointed because
You know who he is, bro.
Yeah, I don't know his name. I can picture him punting.
2001 to 2013.
2001
What's
to
his name?
2000.
He was
12.
He was with the Bills all 11 years.
Long time.
He played. He had a real short stint after he got cut in 2012 by the Bills with the Dallas Cowboys. But that you would never remember him from the Dallas Cowboys. There's only one reason why I chose this guy, bro.
I can't think of his name.
I'm gonna even throw this out as a sixth fact, as sixth little
Bills
hint.
legend.
He wasn't. Not only is he a Bills legend, he was brought back this week to help shovel the Bills out of their stadium.
Oh,
Yeah, come on.
fuck, what's his name?
Didn't have a great performance in the Pro Bowl.
Got hit stick by Sean Taylor. Rest in peace.
Took me a while to get to it. I know exactly who it is.
what's
but
his name?
Oh, come on, Travis.
That's his name, right?
Show me, man.
That's his name, right? Or am I?
Oh
No, that's not his name. God damn it! What's that?
Travis?
What's
Did he
that?
write down Ryan Liddell?
Travis.
He said the original wide right.
Travis just hit us with Scott Norwood.
No,
Andrew
Oh,
Salatosi,
my
Brian
God.
Mormon,
That's-
baby.
Brian Mormon.
I got it,
Yes.
Mormon.
That's the only punter I can think of.
Jeez.
That's the only punter I can think of.
Who?
Normal.
Norwood was a kicker.
I know it was. Oh, he was a kicker.
Yeah.
And he missed the
He's the original right.
He is
wide
the
right.
original.
in 1991.
Brian Mormon. I
Jeez.
can't think of his name.
Yeah, Brian Mormon.
It was all over social media all week. I couldn't think of his name. Scott. I know he's a kicker,
I
but
was-
it's the only name I can think of.
I was with you, and then it hit me.
The disrespect.
Alright, it is disrespect.
Hey, so I moved to 21.
No, you're at 20. I already changed yours.
He's going to give himself an extra point.
Well, in my defense, I didn't know.
Mormon. Yeah, Mormon.
I'm at 12. Travis
can't
stays
think-
at 11.
I can't think of his. I couldn't think of his name for some reason.
Oh, he really did
There you
put the Richardson bulletin board up there.
Good job, Drew.
Anthony Richardson out week 1 with a hangnail.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be some
Boys.
shit though?
Boys,
Don't even say that.
the Bills season's obviously over. This would normally be the segment where we'd break down our next opponent. There is no next opponent. We don't even know who the hell the next opponent is. The next thing that we have to focus on is the Bills off season. And I guess you know what? We went into this a little blind tonight. We didn't have anything planned for after the Who's the Man segment. What?
I got a little something for you guys.
I got a conversation to spark up too.
All right, here we
I'll,
go.
I'll
You go first.
Alrighty.
Here we go.
So in Allen's press conference, he said that McDermott has never stepped in the way of what the offense wanted to do, and then today, in McDermott's end of the year press conference, he also reinstated that he what did he say? Something like I cut my teeth with Andy Reid. Some old man saying thing.
Yeah,
Sounds like it.
I did not know he was.
But he is
Dad saying.
he's a pass first kind of guy. That's what he wants his offense to be. Coupled up with Allen saying that, it really does lead me to believe that we do have a big offensive coordinator problem. Also, I kind of want to get you guys' thoughts. Is Brady in? Is he out? I know we kind of hit on it. But
Here's my problem.
This,
Is I think Brady.
he's already.
I think they should look elsewhere for an offensive coordinator. They should
Like,
they
do
sh-
their due
they should do
diligence.
their due diligence. They should interview other guys, and I hope they do. I think the problem with the Buffalo Bills, the problem with the staff right now, the problem with Brandon Beane is they, for some odd reason, will never bring in a guy that's outside of this staff, and it drives me nuts. like I alluded to earlier, I think Joe Brady is not a bad offensive coordinator. I do think Joe Brady is not the best offensive coordinator for Josh Allen. I truly think that. I really hope that they can somehow find somebody that can maybe scheme wide receivers open a little bit better. That just runs it all around. I want to have some sort of identity. You're right. It felt like this year they could run the ball at times. There was times that they could kind of sling the ball around a little bit. This year felt like it was just it seemed like nails on a chalkboard when they tried to throw the ball this year. They didn't have an identity. I missed that. I do. It made me miss the days when we could sling the ball for 350 yards a game and not run. I miss those days when we were able to sling the ball for 350 and unfortunately only run the ball for 78 because at least you knew we could pass the ball.
Right.
Now it just seemed like there was times where none of it worked. And you're right. I think that's an offensive coordinator problem. I think Joe Brady had a solid interim little run there. I think it's a solid audition. It got him a head coaching interview with the Falcons, which don't read into that as much as you guys, as much as some guys did. A lot of people read into that as wow, holy shit. But these teams have to do their due diligence. Joe Brady was in the top 8 as far as offensive coordinators for getting into the playoffs. Top 8 offenses, as far as the final 8 teams. So of course that's a guy that's okay, we should probably do our due diligence. He's not going to get a head coaching job, and I would say the Bills should look elsewhere. Problem is, I don't think they do.
Yeah, you're completely right. I don't think they do because one, McDermott and Bean said that Josh is a huge thing and who their offense coordinator is next, and he really likes Joe Brady, and I think it stays that way for at least the next season.
Don't forget, guys, if Brady gets elevated to be the full-time OC, they got to bring in somebody to be the quarterback coach.
Yeah.
So essentially, it might start the cycle again.
And then after Joe Brady is gone, we're going to move the quarterback coach to the OC.
So,
because he was under Joe
On
Brady's
the talk of coaches, man, my boy, my favorite coach,
Bobby Babbage.
He's going to get snagged, and I knew it was coming.
He's gonna.
It's either going to be him or Washington that's going to get snagged.
And surprisingly, I don't know how it's not going to be both.
And who have all
I
teams,
have
the Giants.
Bobby Babbage is underrated, man.
He is. I have a feeling McDermott will try to sweeten the pot a little bit with him and coin him the defensive coordinator. Whether McDermott calls plays or not, I think either him or Washington will get elevated to the defensive coordinator spot to keep him.
That's a solid point.
Matthew Smiley is fucking out of here.
If he's I walked out of the stadium calling for Tyler Bass's job. I should have been calling for his job as well.
What makes me so upset is we had one of the best special teams unit with Heath Farwell. After that 13 seconds game, the team had to fire somebody. It was unfortunately him. You bring in Smiley, and our special teams look like shit.
Yeah, McDermott.
Especially this year.
He did point out in his press conference that our special teams was widely inconsistent this year.
It was poor. I mean, we look at other McDermott coach teams. You look at just like the Belichick coach teams. People forget special teams is a quarter of the game. It's a third of the game. Mm-hmm. And to be giving up kick returns, punt returns, to be shanking punts in the most important game of the year. I mean, I think he's gone. If he's not, I'd be a little upset.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. The season started with a special teams mistake and ended with a handful of special teams mistakes. I am shocked that Matthew Smiley is still currently employed by the Buffalo Bills.
He's gone.
I am shocked that it has taken this long to. Well, I have no doubt in my mind after hearing that in the press conference that'll likely be addressed. It probably will likely be addressed.
100%.
I think it'll be interesting to see. I was gonna, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I was gonna ask, and it slipped in my mind when I went on my little rampage there. Do you think we elevate somebody in that defensive coordinator spot, or do you think that we keep it how we did this past year?
So I don't know if you guys caught McDermott or Bean's press conferences today.
Couldn't bring myself to it.
What'd you say?
I couldn't bring myself to it. I just, I said in the group chat earlier,
They were
I
pretty
read
good.
the quotes, the important stuff.
Oh, okay. What's this?
But you did watch their press conferences?
Yeah. McKenna sent me this from 7 News, WKBW, off of the Facebook. As of Tuesday evening, 10 Lives Club has received hundreds of donations totaling more than 146,000. That is Tyler Bass's foundation, correct?
Yes. That comes from 98% of Bills Mafia, not the 2% that we were talking about.
There's
What the fuck was I just saying?
You were talking about
Oh yeah. So McDermott went first. He was asked, "Hey, are you gonna call plays?" He said he enjoyed it. It made him closer to the team he felt, blah, blah, blah. Brandon Beane was asked. He said they're all going to sit down, him, McDermott, Pagula, and if it makes sense, then if McDermott wants to, he'll probably call plays, but I think you elevate somebody to the defensive coordinator spot, which I hope is Babbage because I really want him to stay.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree in the slightest. We've talked about it. He's developed countless guys on now. Milano, Bernard, and wasn't he a D-backs coach at one point too?
Yep.
There are a handful of DBs that the Bills have had that are solid. Teron Johnson.
He was the coordinator for the first couple years of Hyde and Poyer, Tre'Davious. I mean, our corners are always good. Whether that's a testament to McDermott and Babbage, whoever. You can throw in bum Levi Wallace. You can throw in bum-ass Dane Jackson, and they're going to do a job.
I would say they were all serviceable.
McDermott did add in the press conference that they've spoken with Terry Pagula, and they've admitted that there's been growing frustration with Terry Pagula. And they said that Pagula gets that it takes time, or he gets that it's hard to win the Super Bowl, but he's growing frustration. So maybe next season, if we don't get to the promised lands or we don't cross the finish line, is next year it for McDermott?
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't hear this part.
They did admit that Pagula is growing frustration.
Who said this?
McDermott.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but Pagula also can't get his thumb out of his ass and fire anybody. So
yeah, I'm not going to.
It goes both ways.
So,
you see that shirt this guy's wearing? That's right there a scary reason for Pagula to own one of your professional sports teams.
Yeah.
I wish he would sell the team, truthfully. I love what he did with the community and all that. I mean, he's part of the change here. But, I mean, he's not even at games. Yeah. He's not there. You see other owners, they're there. They're in a box. I don't think Jerry Jones has missed a game in 157 years.
That's Jerry's world, man. Jerry World.
I can say that I haven't seen Terry. Well, okay, so this is.
It's a tough.
Here's where it's interesting.
I get it, his wife and all that.
Well, we haven't been into the stadium really once at all this season. Two, when I did get there early, I can remember countless times seeing him and Brandon being on the field walking with each other at the same time. So I don't. Does he really not go to the games?
I never see pictures.
I never do either. But I think you can back me on this. We've seen him
on the
constantly
field talking to Brandon Beane while
walking with each other in their suits while they're warming up.
I
think he has to be there, in his box.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just bullshitting because I don't like Pagula. But
well, I don't disagree. Pagula's again that right there is a reason why I'm afraid of what the Bills could turn into. That Sabres shirt, but.
What did you have? You had a conversation.
Oh, yeah, let's get into it. Top of my thing, Poyer and Hyde, man. That was the end of it?
Yeah, I don't think.
That's the one last dance, man.
That was the last home game, of them. But I think that was the last game of not just Micah Hyde, but Jordan Poyer, too. He did sign a 2-year contract, but
it's voidable.
And I think he signed that contract just for 23 and 23.
Mm-hmm.
One more season alongside his running mate, Micah Hyde.
So it's interesting because Micah Hyde was asked, hey, you going to come back, this, that, the other, you still going to play? And he said, I have to take some time, talk to my family, the whole spiel.
Health-wise?
I have a feeling if you can get him cheap, couple million for another year, I think you keep Poyer as well. You eat that money.
One more last dance.
Right. But I think it's going to be at a different role. the way they use Poyer this year and that dime look, I think he'll primarily only play maybe half the snaps. I think same thing with Micah, cut back on snaps because truthfully, you need a veteran there that's not named DeMar Hamlin or Cam Lewis because you got to go young now.
You think they bring both of them back next year?
I'm saying there's a chance. I think if Micah,
Yeah, there's always a
if you
chance.
can grab Micah for cheap,
There's always a chance with the Bills organization.
I think one stays
They love-
simply because you have to go young at safety now, and your veteran is DeMar Hamlin and Cam Lewis, and I'm
Right.
sorry, they're both bad.
Yeah, that is scary.
So would you like to? I know Taylor Rapp was a 1-year deal.
I think Taylor Rapp should come back.
You think
You have the money if you can swing it.
So I think Taylor Rapp should come back. I don't know if you
and
guys
draft
seen,
the safety?
well, yeah, I know that, but I don't know if you guys seen what Amanda Hyde posted on Instagram today. Her little post thing.
Was it a goodbye?
It
Essentially.
sure as hell seemed like it was a goodbye because it started off by saying when we left Green Bay to come to Buffalo, she was like, I was like, oh God, Buffalo, and then she goes on to say how much when she left Green Bay, she was like, they were like, oh God, nothing's gonna beat Packers fans, nothing's gonna beat Green Bay, and then she said we came to Buffalo and everything changed. Buffalo's the best city, like for football, best fan base. All this goes on about how Micah's career, all this stuff, just sure as hell seemed like a goodbye post more than a my husband's coming back to play one more year with you guys post. It seemed like
Right.
it seemed like an early indication of what we could see in the next upcoming couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll see. It's up to him how his body feels, how the team feels about bringing him back. I have the stats from their tenure. If it is the last little dance.
Oh yeah, you gotta hit me with that.
Yeah,
Micah
you have to.
Hyde, regular season career, 95 games started, 298 solo tackles, 10 TFLs, 16 picks, 42 pass defended, and 3 forced fumbles. Jordan Poyer. This actually shocked me. I did not realize how good Poyer actually was with us. 107 games started, 407 for turning around this organization.
Those were the two
culture.
guys that when Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane got hired, those were the two guys that they went for first. Those were their number one priorities.
I can look back to Sean McDermott and Sean McDermott's first head coach, his first game as a head coach, Bills Jets season opener, home opener, and game closing interception by none other than I believe Micah Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Poyer almost got his hands on one too. That year, like if we're just gonna reminisce on their career, that year was just like, I'm sure you guys remember. It was like, it just felt like every time a ball was batted in the air, Micah Hyde or Jordan Poyer was just coming out of
Scooping
the
it right
boondocks out of nowhere, intercepting the ball. Shout out. If it really is a career, man,
Can we get a quick favorite memory?
that's fire.
Just real quick.
That is
close,
fire. Let's do
close
it.
up the episode
Let's close it out.
on a nice note. Me and Chris aren't going to yell at each other anymore.
Which we know is with all love.
All love,
All
man.
love.
Just, we're all
Um,
good, man.
Yeah, okay. I got one, and it's
All
gonna come
right.
from Micah Hyde. I'll give one for both.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Micah Hyde's interception against the Patriots in the playoffs.
That's mine, too.
That was
right over
right.
Nelson
That was
Aguilar?
right in our end zone right there. That was the single-handedly the best play I've ever seen in person. That was amazing. And then Jordan Poyer, I got a couple different things. But when I think of Jordan Poyer, I just his story for one. I want to allude to that real
From
quick.
Astoria.
Jordan Poyer to come to Buffalo as a nobody and should be an all-pro safety. Like, I mean, I feel like this secondary has gotten crucified with respect, but that's an all-pro Poe, a guy that he came up from nothing. He has an amazing story with the whole alcohol abuse thing and then coming back from that. My favorite play on the field, probably. I love like what God was it that 2017 season or maybe it was like 2019 or maybe I don't remember, but Jordan Poyer had a pick six on I believe Tom Brady in Foxborough, and that right there, like that's just, I look at something like that and it's just like, I love that. Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna agree with Drew. Jordan Poyer against the Baltimore Ravens. Jordan Poyer, that's a guy that has grit. That's a guy that that loved playing for the Bills. Jordan Poyer broke his ribs and drove to that game. If you guys don't remember.
Yeah.
And then got and that interception got absolutely crucified. Shout out to Drew. I'm gonna agree with both. We both have the same memory. Those two are mine right there.
Micah Hyde comes in the Miami game. That was such an awesome play. He not only did he catch the ball in midair, but he spun in midair, voided the tackle, off to the house, off to the races. To win the game.
That's fire.
It was just the ultimate move. He's not only jumping for the ball in midair, but he's spinning while he does it. Rolls off his play. One of his players takes it to the house. Jordan Poyer, nothing. I mean, he's had a lot of plays for the Bills, but I just absolutely love when he lays the actual boomstick on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I love the boomstick, whether he gets flagged or not. I just love when he just absolutely lays the boomstick on anybody and everybody. It could be a tight end, it could be a wide receiver, it could be the quarterback, it could be anybody. I love that about Jordan Poyer. Hard hitter.
Yeah. So Drew actually took mine. I was going to reference driving to that game. I mean, just what a dog for us. I mean, all last year banged up, 2 years ago banged up. Still was able to play 107
Dude's a dog.
games for us. I mean, that's a football player right there. A little recency bias, but I think his punch out in this last game is just so under the nobody cares about it. That is a tremendous play. Absolutely tremendous play. And if that's his last play, known play for us, then I'm glad it is.
Makes me want to tear up, man, almost.
Yeah. Micah, man, you took mine.
Bro.
He ran
what
felt like from the Bills sideline to intercept that ball.
Fuck, man. I'm almost going to cry, bro. Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, they might be gone. Jordan Poyer, dude, you walk into the Bills Stadium, and over the last couple of years, I mean, I did new season ticket holder right here, but over the last couple of years, it's just like you're walking through the tunnels, dude, and it's a picture of Micah Hyde on the wall. It's a picture of Jordan Poyer on the wall. They run out together when they're introduced. It's just emotional, man. It is when you think about it. That makes me want to tear up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. As a Bills fan, as a football fan, damn, man.
Yeah.
It could be it. It likely is it.
It's two incredible stories to even get here, man. Cry for the content.
My boy,
Let it loose.
Jacob.
Huh.
Jacob, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if that
Love
was
you,
their
Drew.
Definitely emotional. What a ride.
if that was their last ride with us,
I'm sorry we didn't get you a Super Bowl. I'm sorry.
man, they just looking back, I mean, dude, they just changed everything.
They did, dude. They
Just changed
life of the Bills
everything.
defense. They quite literally. You're right. They changed everything. They embodied what it was to be a Buffalo Bill.
Not to mention, man, McDermott's first draft pick, Tre'Davious White, also helped there. I mean, if this is it for him, this might be the end of his career for what we know as of right now. Those three guys, Milano.
The heart and soul of that defense.
I mean, you're talking about four dogs that, hey, man, without them, I don't know if we're sitting here even talking about the Bills being in any sort of playoff games.
Right. Damn, man. I could even went with Micah's pick six on Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if you remember that.
I do, yeah.
Damn.
The Patriots one was just so fucking sick.
It was,
I mean, that
it
was
was.
that
Mikey,
was
that's-
such a touchdown.
That's Micah's play for me, man. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Just not even just because of Micah, but just because of that's our first home playoff game of my lifetime. I got to
Environment
watch
and-
and to lay the boomstick. I mean, the actual boomstick on a Bill Belichick team was just amazing. What a play, man! What a play! What a career from both those guys. What a careers as Buffalo Bills. Both of them, man, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. But
Hey, man, what a season from our Bills, man.
yeah.
From
I think
6-6 to winning your division to unfortunately going out. I mean,
yeah.
this is a season I think we're gonna look back on and be like, wow, they did that. You heard Travis Kelce
I can't
after
believe
the
you guys
game.
got here.
Can't believe. A lot of people took that as disrespect to me.
What did he say?
Said, I can't believe you guys got here. Like,
To Josh.
talking to Josh.
Oh,
A lot of people
I
are
don't
like,
think-
oh, that's so
I think it's
disrespectful.
respect, man.
That's respect. That's credit.
oh, I did see that.
I think
yeah.
Travis Kelce. I wish if he wasn't so far on the back end of his career. I think Travis Kelce has a little thing for Josh. If you had to ask me, I think he just likes. I think he just likes Josh Allen, man.
Interesting.
I just.
Chris with the conspiracies.
You
today.
ever hear those two? The way they talk with each other. I think.
Yeah.
I think it kind of makes me think like, you know, if he had the chance, maybe he'd want to give a chance with JA-17.
Well, 1 year
throwing
type
him the ball.
thing.
I'm just messing around though. Yeah, what a season. What a podcast. Obviously, unfortunately, not the terms we wanted. I thought the way it was set up in my head that this was going to be the first time we'd be making a podcast with no Bills game. I thought maybe it would be the big one, man. Maybe it would be the Super Bowl, but unfortunately, here we are. We had our classic divisional round exit, and all I got to say, as always, go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Detroit.